Simon & Schuster Audio presents The 4-Season Solution, the groundbreaking new plan for feeling better, living well, and powering down our always-on lives. By Dallas Hartwig. Read by the author.
Introduction. In 1975, a few years before I was born, my parents bought a very small, century-old log cabin in the rural township of Merrickville in eastern Ontario, Canada. It actually wasn't much of a log cabin. The roof had caved in and a porcupine was living inside. Still, the land was scenic, mostly wooded, with a few fields that had been cleared by hand about 100 years earlier. My parents politely asked the porcupine to leave, and for that first summer they lived in the old barn until they could make the cabin habitable again. Then they moved in and made it their home. As pragmatic, countercultural young adults in the early 1970s, their idea was to live simply, away from the rat race of hectic urban civilization, and that's exactly what they proceeded to do, continuing this lifestyle even after my sister and I came along. When I say that we lived away from civilization, I'm not exaggerating. The cabin was located on 100 acres at the very end of a dead-end dirt road, many miles from the nearest store or town. Even after it was renovated, it had no electricity or running water. Today, people grumble if they're without the internet for an hour, but we had to pump our water by hand. Showers? Forget about it. We took baths every so often in a tin wash tub. We heated the house with firewood cut from the property, and our single modern luxury was a propane-powered lantern. Oh, and we had an outhouse, not terribly appealing during those frigid Ontario winters. We grew much of our food in a vegetable garden, eating a vegetarian diet and preserving a lot of the food we grew for later months. We had chickens for eggs and goats for milk. A couple of days a week, my mom drove to a town nearby to work at a part-time job. My dad stayed home full-time to tend to the house, take care of us kids, keep the garden going, cut wood, and perform other essential tasks. My sister and I spent most of our days outside, exploring the woods, playing with our dog and cat, reading, and daydreaming. Throughout each day, we lived in sync with the natural rhythms all around us. Because our only light came from oil lamps, the wood stove, and our single luxurious propane lantern, we organized our schedule according to the sun's movement. When the sun rose, we got up. When it set, we wound down and eventually headed to bed. During the winter, this meant that we slept a great deal, since there wasn't much we could do in the dim light of an oil lamp. In general, our life became much quieter and more intimate during the winter months. In the cold, dark winter, we appreciated the warmth of the fire and the close connections with each other.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?